Hi. Can you guys hear me? Good morning, everyone. I don't know if I am live yet. Hi. Is it live? Oh, good. I guess I am. Hi. Can everyone hear me? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hello, hello, hello. Tell me if you can see me. Hi. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Oh, good. Thank you. You see me. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Okay, you guys, we have such a fun day today. I can't even believe I got all this up and running. I'm so proud of myself. But I'm going to be doing these cold mini live readings once a month. And I'm going to be using members' charts. Look at all these people that sent in their name. Oh my God. To get their charts read. So, you guys, this is so exciting. I have to bring up this. I hope you can see it. And this is the chart. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I hope that you can. And this is one of my gorgeous natal charts, but I want to give you guys a little bit of a trick. Good morning. Good morning. I love having you here. Hello from Belize. Oh, thank you. Thank you. So this is today's chart. I've got you here. I've got my chart over here. I've got my chat over here. So if you see me looking in different places, that's why. But I just wanted to tell you a little secret thing about astrology. And there's so many things I want to share with you. But and also Lydia is in the house. She runs my membership and does a lot in the shop, customer service. So hopefully you've gotten to meet the wonderful Lydia. And if you have any questions or need anything, just feel free to ask her in the chat. And thank you so much for being here, Lydia. I'm so grateful that you share your Sundays with me. So I want to give you guys a little secret. Yeah, I'm not wearing green. I know. I'm not wearing green. Yeah, today's a little bit of a hard day for me. This is the day my dad passed away. And in 2002, I can't believe it. So I have kind of this nostalgic, heavy heart, but I'm determined to make this day a great day and live in the beauty of what I did get rather than feeling all the things that I didn't get. Anyways, I want to teach you guys this really interesting thing. So this is a little trick in astrology, and it's called horary astrology. But we're not going to go too deep into horary, but I want to teach you something that you can do when you're about to step into a situation. So I knew I was going to step into a situation right at 9:30 this morning. So I decided to erect the natal chart for 9:30 a.m. this morning to see how this event would go. And so you can look at your moment in time that you're going to do anything as a birth. And that is called horary astrology. So this is our collective chart right now together. And what is the coolest thing about this chart that you see behind me? Because this is what our beginning at 9:30, this is what our encounter is going to bring us. So first of all, we can see that it's Taurus rising. So we can see, and it just gives me chills, and I really do believe this about this community. We can see that this moment in time is Venus ruled. And where is Venus? In the 11th house. So we can see that this is a Venus ruled, quote, community, because the 11th house is community, right? I also want to say that Saturn is there. So with Saturn, we're here to evolve, grow, master something, learn something, right? Open up our minds in a practical way. So there's a Saturnian element. And I think whenever I see Saturn in a chart, I think of maturity, like, wow, I want to grow. So I also want to ask you, what else do you see? Thank you all so much. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. I love your chats. Keep them coming. I'm reading while I'm talking. You see Uranus rising, right? So there's Uranus rising conjunct Jupiter in the 12th. This is a cosmic moment in time. And people want to have the expansion of their mind in a spiritual or a cosmic way, in an otherworldly realm. And so that Uranus and Jupiter is somewhere in your own chart. But in our collective chart, and what we're going to create today is we're going to create some really incredible Uranian Jupiter energy together, which is just like a mind blow. And then I just want to say this, one of the sweetest things in the chart, on the ascendant. So it's how we approach today. I was a little nervous with Uranus on the ascendant, but I like its friend Jupiter. But I was a little bit nervous because, I never am quite sure that I'm going to remember how to like operate the back end of this thing because I don't do it enough. I should do it more. Just allergies. I don't have a cold. But what is the sweetest thing? Somebody tell me, what is the sweetest thing you see in this chart? It is just so stinking sweet. Somebody tell me. Somebody's got to give it to me. Somebody give it to me. It is, nobody has told me. Yes, Deborah Reeves wins. I don't know what she wins, but Lydia, let Deborah Reeves. I love Deborah. I can't believe she's not coming to Seattle. And she has been with us for a very long time. The moon in Cancer. Now, why is the moon in Cancer so stinking sweet? Yes, it's sweet in the second house. I love it in Taurus's house. Yeah. Deborah, Lydia is going to give you a prize, and that's probably a report of some sort or a gorgeous natal chart. But Lydia can decide what she wants to give you. And Deborah's ordered a lot of things, so give her something she doesn't have. What is so sweet about that Cancer moon? Somebody tell me. Yes, paramedic Melissa, you are awesome. Okay, so it is close. Okay, Jupiter conjunct Venus. The moon is in trine to Venus. Do you see that? And this is what's so cool. In about 1 hour, and I'm going to talk to you guys till 11, and I'm going to pull some charts to do some cold readings. In about 1 hour, this moon is going to be in an exact trine to Venus. And so what is that? That's like more love. So this is a really loving day. And this is a day when we're doing 11th house and 12th house things, which is true because it's all about community, right? We're not in the 8th house. We're not in the 6th house. We're not sitting here doing chores. We're drinking our coffee and we are sharing together. Yeah, Shane has got it. Yep. And Cancer is the ruler of the moon. So it's exalted. It's high functioning. Deborah's on fire. When are you going to open up your astrology practice? Okay, I want to know in the chat, how many people here would love to do astrology, not just for a hobby, but for a job or a side hustle? I'm not saying that it would be a full-time 9-to-5 job. And it is a lot, you guys. I mean, there's a lot more to it than just like all the fun. But, you know, I worked last night until 2:00 in the morning and I started at 10 a.m. And that was a Saturday. And what's so funny is my husband was like, I don't like that you have to work that hard. And I was like, you know, what's really hard is when your passion, when your favorite thing in life to do is your job, there's no ending to it. So I would hand raised 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like more than a dozen, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. In a perfect world, yes. Yes, let's imagine this is a perfect world, haha. Like 20 people here. I would enjoy, yeah, it's not work, me. Oh my gosh, like 25 people already have just said yes. And you guys, I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy good. Because I would have asked this question 20 years ago and there might have been one person, maybe. Well, I want to tell you guys that it's not that hard to do. The hardest thing to do is the responsibility that you have inside of your own self, operating with humility and, how do I say this? Being willing to not know all the answers and being okay with not knowing all the answers. And this is the most important part, being honest about not knowing all the answers. And the astrologers that I most love and learn from have a humility around them. And it's really easy to abuse the art form, the science form, and play God. And so I never want to do that. I hope I don't do that. But it is easy to fall into that trap. It's also easy to fall into the trap that I don't know enough. So I don't put myself out there. Believe me, you know enough. You know more right now. You're on my channel. You know more than probably anybody else in your whole life. So you could give astrology readings starting right now with the information that you know. And maybe you will start with sun sign astrology. We're past that, but maybe you'll start with the sun and the moon and the rising and do $5 readings and you start there. Let me see what you guys are saying to me. Yes, Desi Starlight. Yes, because once you think you have nothing left to learn, that is the end. It's so true. Tom Hanks did this brilliant interview with Ari Melbourne on MSNBC. You guys should look for that interview with Tom Hanks. I'm so sorry about my allergies. But, and it was really, really fascinating because he said, what does success mean to you? And Tom Hanks said, it means absolutely nothing. Because if I buy into I'm successful, I have nowhere else to go. So success means to me to walk back down the mountain and find a new mountain to walk up. And I absolutely loved that. Astrology is absolutely endless. So what I wanted to do is tell you that I want you guys to start looking at the chart. Okay, so let's say, like this is my situation. Your daughter is going out to a party and it's Saturday night. And I want to know how her evening is going to go. Let's just say this, okay? And I ask her, what time are you showing up at the party? Or what time did you show up at the party? And I cast a chart exactly for that time. And I go and I look and I see where the sun is, what house the sun is in, because that is going to tell me, oh, is this an 8th house party? That one's kind of scary. I really don't want her to go to an 8th house party. I'm sorry. She's 17. Is that a 7th house party? Okay. That'll be an interesting party. Is it a 6th house party? She's probably going to have a bad time, to tell you the truth. Or it's not probably going to be a party. It's going to be probably more like stay in and watch movies. Or is she going to have a 5th house party, right? And then nothing good really ever happens after midnight, right? So then we go into the 4th house and I don't want her to have a 4th house party. That's usually a slumber party. Do you see what I'm saying? So you could do this for anything. If you have a date, if you're going out to meet somebody for the very, very first time, I want you to do it when the sun is in the 11th house, the 10th house, the 7th house, or the 5th house, and skip the 6th and skip the 8th. Are you guys talking to me? Let's see. Cast the chart. And I also really hope that the moon is in a great placement. Now, in this chart, the moon is not in a perfect trine with the sun, but they're in the same element of water. And it is in a trine to Venus. And I know in about an hour's time, we're going to fall in love with each other because we've got the moon approaching an exact trine to Venus. Do you guys see that? Here's the moon at 3 degrees. And here is Venus at 7. So I got to put this out there just as a secondary, but I do want you guys to start casting charts for the moment in time, like if you're throwing a birthday party. Let me give you one more example. So I was at this conference and I didn't do horary astrology very well. This was about 10 years ago, but I lost my credit card and I only brought one credit card to this conference and it was in Chicago. And so I was like out of dinero, like no money. Like, what am I going to do? I have no money. Stupid me. I don't know why I brought one credit card. Anyways, I guess I ordered Uber Eats and I paid the person and I ate my food and I had slipped my credit card into the bag of food. So I ate the food, but the credit card was in the food. And I woke up the next day and I couldn't find my credit card anywhere. And I'm like, come on, I was only in my hotel. I ordered Uber Eats. It's got to be in here somewhere. I tore the whole thing apart. I cast a chart. My girlfriend who was with me, she said, cast a chart for this moment and figure out where your credit card is. Well, guess what? Venus was in the 8th house the moment I asked the question. So you wouldn't cast the chart for the time I got the Uber Eats. You would cast the chart, in this case, if you have a lost item, for the moment where you are asking, for the moment in time when you are asking the question. So I cast the chart. Venus was in the 8th house. So what does that mean? Venus is money in the chart, and the 8th house is sewage. It is the garbage. It is the bowels. So I'm like, oh my God, my credit card got thrown away. So I called housekeeping and I was like, can I please look through your trash? I need an Uber Eats bag. You guys, it was in the housekeeping's garbage that they hadn't yet thrown out in this giant Hilton hotel. So I found my credit card and I was just like, oh my God, astrology and horary astrology is so amazing. It is so, so, so amazing. And I literally found my credit card based on that. I was like, there is no way I would put my credit card in the garbage bag. There's no way. Well, I think it slipped in there. Incredible story, right? So I want you guys to start playing with horary astrology. Let's talk really quickly about this Pluto. This Pluto is so exciting because, hold on. I want to see if I can move this. This Pluto is at 1 degrees. And you guys, I'll tell you, I don't know if you can feel it, but I like Pluto at 1 degrees a whole lot better than the 29th degree of Capricorn. I don't love it because it's still too strong. It's still got too much energy in it, but I do like that 1 degree Pluto and I can feel like air. And on that 29th degree of Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn, I feel a suffocation and a weight and a heaviness. And I'm just talking about the world, not necessarily my life, but I feel like the world energy is really, really, really important to me. Like I wake up and I take the pulse of the world before I leave my house. Am I the only one who does that, or do you all do that too? And okay, so I just forwarded this ahead to September, but let me just go backwards. Can you see me moving the chart? So yeah, right here. And then it's going to stay there towards the end of the year. And I don't like this because this is the time of the election in the United States. And I just don't love that. So on September 1st, that is the last day of Pluto at that 0 degrees. Let's see what you guys are saying to me. Sonia K asking about membership. Just put your question right here. And Lydia, my membership coordinator, who is fabulous, can answer any question you want. Or you can write to Lydia at teamsoulnavigation@gmail.com. I hired Lydia late last year. It's completely changed my life. I'm such a happier person. I can actually interface and do things more with my family and myself. I can take a shower now. Yeah, Mariah says, of course, I check in every day with the pulse of the world. Absolutely ready for Pluto to be fully done with Capricorn. Yeah, it's toying with us. And so this is very interesting. So mark on your calendar September 1st, 2024. And that is when we go into the new energy. If you live in the United States, just remember it's Labor Day weekend. But, oh, wait a minute. What did I say? Oh, does it bounce back in there? Yeah, it goes back in there on the 1st. I think it might be the 2nd. Hold on. Okay, so the 1st is the very last day that it's in that Aquarius 0 degrees. And then on the 2nd, it goes all the way back until January sometime. So through the elections, through the holidays, through the winter, we've got that 29 degree Pluto again. And I kind of want you guys to enjoy the time right now. I'm not saying it's going to be simple, but just enjoy the time when Pluto's a little bit out there and not on that perilous degree. So one of the things that I was doing till 2:00 in the morning is I was building my workshop in Seattle. And one of the things I'm teaching is the degrees of the zodiac. So if you guys are coming, I'm so excited. Like I was typing until 2:00 in the morning, just frantically, like, this is so exciting. I can't wait to teach this. I can't wait to teach this. And if you are coming, you are going to fall in love with this information. I don't want to give too many hints about it right now, but if you're not coming, don't worry. My editor will edit it and we will sell it as a workshop, and you can go and check out all the past workshops. They're all in the shop now. So if you didn't get a chance to go to Spain or last year's Seattle, you can buy those bundles or buy them individually. So you'll be able to get the information when it comes out. But one of the things I wanted to tell you is I'm going to spend a lot of time on that anaretic degree, which is the 29th degree. And I don't know how many people here, but it is a pretty rare thing to be born on a 29th degree or to have a planet on the 29th degree, just like it is so rare for Pluto to be on this 29th degree starting on September 2nd. It is very, very rare. And it's been dancing, right? Because it retrogrades for about 6 months' time. And so you guys, I want you to really pay attention to the 29th degree. And you can see when this moves, look at this. This chart is for September 1st. You can see it. I'm going to move it to September 2nd. Look at what's happening here. We have, can you see my cursor? I don't know if you can even see my cursor. I hope you can, but we have the 29th degree in Pluto, and then we have a 29th degree in Neptune. So this could go, and then look, we're going to have a 29 degree Mars. Hold on, right there. Oh, and then Neptune moved. That is crazy. And forgive me, I don't live in the future too much, so I haven't looked at this before, but we have a 28 degree Neptune, a 29 degree Mars, and a 29 degree Pluto. Do you see that? Mars at 29, 29, and 28, 58. By the way, these little minutes are really important because when this gets to one more minute, this is 1 minute away from 29. So I would say that this is an exact aspect. This is 1 minute away from this degree turning 29. So we have 329. So I don't know what the hell's going to happen on September 4th, but this is a really big day. This is a very, very, very important day. So mark this day down. Yeah, this is wildly powerful. My natal sun is on the 29th degree. Venus and Mars on the 29th degree. Yeah, my hubby has 29 degrees. It's a very rare thing to have a 29 degree. And if you are born on the 29th degree, it's when the energy is changing. And so there's a great transformation. And so imagine if you were in the energy of moving from a caterpillar into a butterfly, and you're literally on that last breath of change. You're on that very last breath of the caterpillar day, and you're moving into the butterfly. And so it is a day when the energy also is really dissipated, and it's, I think it's in its most melancholy state. It's in its most fragile state. I kind of see it as like born into having to face some sort of challenge or crisis, and these people are ready for the challenge. And so if you have a lot of 29 degrees, I have a whole video on it. Hopefully you've watched it, but I will be teaching a lot about these different degrees, the importance of degrees, and how they operate, and also the blessings of them, because I do think there are blessings in challenges. So if you're born on the 29th degree of Pisces, you are not only born on the 29th degree of Pisces, you are born on the 360th degree of the entire zodiac. So you are born on the last day of the whole entire zodiac. And the next day is the birth of the zodiac at 0 degrees Aries. And so that is a person who's really, really dealing with endings. Yes, I can't believe how many people are coming to my workshop in Seattle. It's going to be amazing. And if you can't make that, I want you to, I don't even have my phone here. Shoot. Oh, I'm naked without my phone. Just one moment. I'm going to go grab my phone. Hold on one second. I want to tell you guys something, because this is so exciting. Now, and then I want to get your opinion about something. Would you guys tell me your honest opinion? Okay, don't give me your fake opinion, because I really do trust this community to tell me what you think. So if you can't come, in Seattle, we're going to do Barcelona again. And so mark your calendars. The tickets are not on sale yet. But we are going to do the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th of October. And Spain is so gorgeous in October. So and you can even book your tickets. I already have my tickets booked and everything. But the thing about that one is the space is very, 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 very intimate, and the work is very intimate. Seattle is very intimate too, but this space in Spain is even smaller. It's only 33 people can go, other than me. So it will sell out. So just if you want one of those tickets, just be looking. You can email me. I'll put you on a direct list. So you get, or Lydia will, she'll put you on a direct list of when they go on sale. We'll send you an email. But what was I going to tell you? Oh, this is what I wanted your honest opinion about. Okay, I don't know if I want to do this, but I wanted to see. It would have to be a little bit more expensive. That's why I'm a little nervous about it. But I was thinking of doing an astrology retreat, a third one, for 10 people, maybe 12 at the most, where what we would really do is I would teach lessons just using your charts. And it would kind of be 3 days of sort of interactive and cold readings. And you would also get an opportunity to present a chart. And it could be your own chart, or it could be a historical person, or it could be somebody in the class where you could do a small presentation. So this would really be for people who want to take their astrology game to the next level. They really want to be able to read charts, see charts, understand charts at a deeper level. It would be 3 days. There wouldn't be a set curriculum. We would use people's charts in the class, the people that come. We would use your charts to just read and read deeply. And we would probably get to work with transits and progressions. But it would be a little bit more money, probably only because it would just be 12 people. And it would be super, and I was thinking of Mexico. So I was thinking of a destination that was inexpensive. So once you got there, it's not like, well, I would love for it to be on the south of France. I would love for it to be in London. But I was thinking that it would be somewhere probably January or February, maybe February. And I was thinking Mexico, to tell you the truth. But it would probably be more money because I would just have to be able to afford to do it. So you guys really like it. Oh, I like Franklin's answer. Quality stuff has its own price. It'll be worth it for the people attending it. An honest opinion by a Libra. Thank you, Franklin. And by the way, I love your name. Can I tell you something about your name, Franklin Francis? It's very sweet. So my daughter was supposed to be a boy. They said she was going to be a boy, and they also told me she was going to be a Gemini. So I was freaking the hell out. Like, what am I going to do? A Gemini boy? I'm never going to make it in this world because I was a single mom, only parent. And so I named her Franklin, and I named her Franklin Fromke. And I love that name because I thought it sounded like, I don't know, something absolutely amazing. Anyways, I bought her clothes that said Franklin and a little pin that said Franklin. So now when I really want to play a trick on her, I call her Franklin. Isn't that funny? I love the name. I love the name. And everybody in my family said, don't do it. Don't do it. We don't like that name. No. And I was like, I'm doing it. And then she came out a girl. She saved herself. You guys like the idea? Oh. Ashley sending light, Mexico retreat. Yeah, I think I could keep, like, the cost of the ticket would be more than $500 probably. I don't know what it would be. I'd have to figure it out based on the expenses. But it would be more like take our meals together and like really do deep work. And I would really limit it because I don't think I could do more than 12 people max. Okay, so if you guys are interested in it, Holly, I was thinking of Costa Rica and I looked into it. But the flight to get to Costa Rica is outrageous for just Americans. Can you imagine my Europeans? I mean, they wouldn't even be able to do it. But Mexico, you can find much cheaper flights. I don't know why. Maybe because you can go to Florida or Texas. I don't know why, but I did look into that. And just from Seattle to Costa Rica, it's absolutely freaking outrageous. It's outrageous. I know once you're there, it's cheaper. And my girlfriend has a house there, so I could even stay in this house if I wanted. But I thought maybe in this case, we would all get a block of rooms together, and it would be way more intimate. It's not like just show up and you go do your own thing at night if you want to. It would be a total immersion. Yeah, Nancy, all-inclusive is the way to go. So this trip company contacted me to help me put a trip together so I wouldn't have to worry about all the details. So our transportation would be covered, our meals would be covered, our rooms would be covered, and then we would just get to do the retreat together. I just thought it sounded really peaceful, and I was thinking about maybe putting that together for February. The other thing is if I don't get 10 people to come or 10 people I can't get 10 people to commit, then we all get refunds and we don't do it. Oh, there's Christina. I love your crown and I love your picture. And I sleep with your nightlight. Okay, so you guys, I don't remember. Oh, it was in my masterclass. It was in my nodes masterclass. I was talking about the South Node being your fears. If you guys did not go, it's being edited right now and you'll be able to buy that masterclass soon. It was really, really good. But I was talking about how my South Node in the 4th house has me afraid of the dark. Bo, come here. He's eating my tree. Bo, no. And then Christina sent me the coolest. It's on right now. I use it on all the time. It has like 12 different colors. It's a mushroom LED nightlight, and it can change colors and it changes vibrancy to really bright to really soft. And I sleep with it all night long because I'm afraid of the dark. Isn't that funny? It was just the sweetest thing. Okay, let's work on some. Okay, hold on one second. I have to get Bo. Just 1 second. He's being naughty. my gosh. Look at this. He ate my whole tree. Oh, I'm so mad. And then he throws it up. I don't know why he's eating that. Believe me, he's getting enough food. Mexico sounds really good. I'm down. You guys are so sweet. I also sleep with the night light. Bring one to Seattle at Christina. I'm afraid of the dark. Zane. I also have Scorpio South Node in the 4th, and I'm also afraid of the dark. I know. It's kind of a thing. It's really weird. He loves that tree. I know, Desi. It drives me nuts. 10 people you could get quick. You guys are sweet. The masterclass is incredible. I can't wait for the replay. Was incredible. Oh, thank you, Danica. That's so sweet. Try Jamaica. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so Lydia, are you here? Okay, so Lydia, if you're here, oh, she is here. Yeah, we're getting into the cold readings. I'm sorry. I know. I'm farting around with you guys because I just love you. I love having you here. It's so fun. And I'm going to be doing these once a month. So if you go into the live tab, you can see them already scheduled, and then you can put them on your calendar to know when I'm going to go live. Okay, so Lydia, give me a number 1 through 56. We're waiting for the number. Can I bring my puppy to Seattle? She's a service dog in training. I think if she's maybe not in training, but when she's a full-blown service dog, yes. We had another service dog there that was an angel, but you're in a really tiny space with 55 people, and it is really, 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 really tight. And it's 8 hours a day. And there's not grass right around because we're in like the urban sprawl. So you only have an alleyway that people are walking through. So if you feel like your doggy could handle that energy, absolutely. Number 11. Oh my gosh. Mariah, I already have you in here, I think. This is so good. I love when we get to look at your chart. Okay, hold on. There she is. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so Mariah and I, she's been to my workshop. I've gotten to look at her chart a few times. I'm so excited. Is there a specific question you want to look at? Or is there a specific question that you have? Aw, I adore you. And I hope you're wonderful. I hope you're doing okay. And I cannot wait to see your gorgeous face. And I saw that you purchased a ticket for the Can. We are going to a burlesque cabaret show. And this show is going to be so much fun in Seattle at night. I can't wait. Okay, so do you have a specific question? Or do you just want me to show you what I see? One thing that I like to do, you guys, is I like to put the transits around the chart. Now, this format right here is not my gorgeous natal chart by transit. So when you buy your buy wheels, it stays in the gorgeous natal chart format. My Venus-Mars square in terms of my relationship and how it affects me. Okay, so she has Mars at 21 degrees, 35 minutes. You guys who are coming to my workshop, I want you to memorize your degrees of your different planets. And I also want you to really pay attention to the little minutes back here. The minutes matter because this will only go to 29:59 and then it goes to 22. So you have to memorize your minutes. So she has a Mars in Gemini square Venus in the 8th house in Virgo. So you guys, this is so great for you to learn. Are you ready? The first thing you want to do is, and I wanted to see if anything was triggering this. And I think her Pisces, yes. So Neptune and the sun are in square to her, this is by transit, are in square. Do you guys see this? The Neptune and the sun today are in square to her Mars. And they have been. They have this Neptune, she's been having a Neptune square Mars. That can be being blindsided or not seeing what's actually around the bend and down the street. And it's also opposing her Venus, almost exact. So she's having a Neptune opposition Venus. So when you ask a question like this, like I want to understand she asked, I want to understand the square between my Mars and my Venus. Well, in order to understand her square, we have to know what her Mars and Venus are doing right now. Because if I opened this up and I saw, and I think she might have a Jupiter. Yes. So look down here. She does. She has Jupiter and Uranus in harmony with all of her Virgos. So that's bringing her some blessings. There's blessings in your story because of that Jupiter. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is that I can talk to her about that square for her whole life long, like what she's going to learn from that square for her whole life long. But I want to also be able to talk to her about what that Mars Venus is doing right now. And I can only know that if I look at either the progressions or the transits to her Mars and Venus. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? A bisexual wheel. What does that mean? That she's bisexual because it's Gemini and Virgo? Wow, is that tough for her? Yes. LMAO. Okay, so what I really want to say to her right now, I'm just wondering if you guys are understanding. So I put the transits for March 17th around her natal chart to be able to see what's going on with her Mars and Venus right now. And right now she's having a giant Neptune transit. So she has Neptune at 27 degrees Pisces in the sky today is sitting there in a square challenging aspect to her Mars. So when Neptune squares your Mars, you don't know what action to take and you don't know what action is coming. And you actually feel like your willpower or your drive or your ambition is has evaporated a little bit. Like you don't have the motivation sometimes under this transit. You also can feel like your will has been stolen from you, or your will has been diluted, or your will has become what you wish for, or your activities, if you will, is very dreamlike. And like, why is the dream not manifesting? There's frustration and irritation around Neptune, the dream. Why is it not producing what I want? It can also be an amputation of a dream, or a loss of a dream, or a cutting off. Remember that Mars, the activity Mars does is it cuts things. And so it creates endings and losses, surprising cut. So it can just amputate things out of your life or cut things out of your life. So some sort of dream, which is a big dream because it's conjunct the sun, a big dream with a lot of life force energy she can be in an ending phase right now. And with it in opposition to Venus, this is completely making her reevaluate her values, her finances, her self-worth, and it's in the 8th house. So this could even feel like a time of, I have to redefine my beliefs. I don't know what my dream is. I don't know Neptune. I want to be creative, but I'm doubting that I could make money being more creative. She's she's in an opposition. So another thing that can happen is when you look at oppositions, there are things that block you. So she feels like she's being blocked for some reason from love. I don't know if this is totally accurate. Yes, letting go of what could have been. It's very painful. It's also, remember, Neptune is how and what and where you have idealized life. And so there's like a loss of an ideal or a loss of a dream. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way, because what this is asking you with Neptune, okay, your Mars Venus is not asking this of you, but the transit to Neptune is asking of you to develop your faith, and faith is to believe when there is no good reason to believe. So to really develop a deeper sense of faith, and to develop a deeper sense of creativity. And that could just be creativity on how you grow your money and how you build your self-esteem, how you build your sense of self. With the sun transiting the second house, this is about you getting peaceful within yourself and also developing a relationship to spirit or to God or to the cosmic realm or to the universe, and to not be thwarted and not be jolted, but to trust and to believe. Sun Neptune is very, very beautiful. I know this might sound silly, but I also think that music could heal you. Don't listen to sad songs necessarily, but listen to music that helps you find your Mars, helps you find your Venus. Yes, and this is a creative time for you. This is a time when you could really put your willpower into creation. What new thing do you want to create? What creative talent do you want to pursue? Do you want to make money? Second house, Sun, Neptune. Do you want to make money off of your creation? Like, I'm going to be wearing headbands and hats for like the rest of my life, I'm afraid. So I went on Etsy and I found this lady who created really fun headbands and hats, and I bought all of them, and I'm like so happy to support your creative work. So it's also kind of spending money on creative things, and what creative things can you invest in? How can you make an investment in your creativity? Why am I talking about creativity? Because we're talking about Venus and Virgo, and we're talking about Neptune Sun, and those bring a lot of creation. And we also have Mars in the fifth house of creativity. So creativity is the outlet or the soothing balm that you need to handle whatever losses you have experienced. So, sorry, I was getting text messages. It's awful, isn't it? Okay, good. I just wanted to see what she was saying. Strong emotions are transmuted into the therapy I provide. Oh my gosh, I've been so creative through the process. Yes, that's really, really good. And I want you to think about 1000% creativity is the balm. Maybe read to relax too. Yes, I think reading can be great. Like I think of reading or listening to an audiobook as a process of creativity. I really do, because I literally get transported to this other person's whole entire life and I don't come back. I'm like literally living and breathing as if they are. I slip into the character and I walk around the block as that character. It's really weird. So reading a book or listening to a book can be phenomenal. But one thing that I want to tell you is that your Mars on the South Node is really fascinating. And I think you were there in the nodes class, or, you had to go to work. So you'll do the rewatch. But that Mars in the South Node in the fifth house, you really suffered in a previous life from lovers that you couldn't trust, and betrayal around lovers. But you're here to truly be able to stay optimistic and get yourself, and I think you do a really good job of this, Mariah. I mean, I think you're one of the most beautiful, beautiful people I've ever met. I've gotten the pleasure to actually meet her. She lives in New York, and I live in Seattle. Wah, wah. But we met in Barcelona, and she's coming back out in Seattle. But one of the things I want to say is remember that your remedy for this Mars, because this Mars is really in a traumatic placement, conjunct the South Node in the 5th. So your creativity was cut off. You probably were in love with the wrong person. You probably were not allowed to be creative. You probably were punished for being too smart and too creative. What if you were doing creativity that other people didn't appreciate, and you were too out of the box, too smart, too vocal, you promoted it too much? And I don't know, what if you were like a burlesque dancer, and that was illegal? Let's just say something like that. Because it's Mars, there's movement and there's Gemini. I could see something like that and punished for it. Well, the remedy is that North Node in Sagittarius in the 11th house. So it's to like go bigger, join a community, keep your vision broad, kind of get out of the hole of Virgo and into that Sagittarius world, becoming fascinated with making a documentary or, traveling the world or understanding different cultures, different people, different types of life. The 11th house is astrology. You're a phenomenal astrologer, using that more. That's another form of creativity. So yeah, I have a fear of self-promotion. I believe it because all that Virgo, but that Sagittarius is not afraid to say, buy my new moon necklace that the beautiful Dawn Wonder has made exclusively for soul navigation. We still have 6 of them left and they are gorgeous, right? The Sagittarius is not afraid to say that. So using your voice, and you have a very powerful voice because the 3rd house in your chart right here is ruled by Aries. And what is the ruling planet of Aries? It's that Mars on the South Node. But you lost your voice, you lost your creativity, and a lover betrayed you in a past lifetime, and this all came to a head. And so now this is in square to Neptune. So here the world is distorted. It's showing up one way, and Neptune always has an illusion in it. So not buying into the illusions, but buying into the practical truth and don't allowing yourself to be fooled is really, really important right now. I'm trying to embody the confident space that Sagittarius takes up. Well, one of the ways that you can do confidence, especially as a Virgo, is you can do it in different phases and different stages. So first, maybe you're not going to talk like a Sagittarius. Maybe that's going to come later. But why don't you try dressing like a Sagittarius? Why don't you try something like taking a risk like a Sagittarius would do? Like, for example, maybe going to what you did, going to Barcelona on your own, right? Or with a partner, doing like trips or traveling that would require guts, or maybe gambling a little bit. I'm not saying a big bet. I'm just saying like putting $5 on a bet somehow, or doing something like learning a new thing. So you can embody Sagittarius energy in 1,000 different ways. It doesn't have to be just speaking up loudly, but it can be like playing full out, go big or go home. It can be 1,000% or nothing, right? Because Sagittarius is like just all in. Yes, it can. Trying new hobbies can feel risky to Virgo. Yeah, but try new hobbies, try new things, try new foods, listen to new music. I want you today to listen to music you would never find and never listen to if it was up to you. And like, whoa, okay, this is different. I've never listened to anything like this before. Salsa dancing. Okay, you got to sign up for it. And today's a great day to like look into it and sign up for it. I don't know if you're working, but with that Neptune sun and it's squaring that Mars in Gemini wants to move. Yeah, I want you to do that too. Okay, you guys, what time is it? I've got another half hour, so I get to do more readings. Lydia, do you want to pick another number? Our next cold reading is Sunday, April 21st. Yes, go watch that. By the way, I want to know what you guys think about the Composite series. I got one more video in the Composite series while Lydia gives me the next number. The Composite, I appreciate you so much too, Mariah. I can't wait to see you. We're going to have so much fun. And we're going to have a blast. We're going to talk a lot about Mars and Venus because one of the full days that that we're talking, I'm teaching about finding intimacy and sexuality in your chart. It's going to be really interesting. And that a lot of that is Mars and Venus. 39. Tiana Wilson. Oh my gosh, how fun. I've never done this chart before. Is she here? Come on down. The price is right. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a good Scorpio from Fairfax, Virginia. I don't know if she's here. Tiana Wilson. Also, if you guys want to get a reading, you can book one with me. But my calendar is a little bit full. I'm so sorry. It puts a lot of pressure on me to have such a full calendar. But you can book one with me, or you can book one with Connie Joe. And also, I want to tell you something really cool. Connie Joe is going to come to the Seattle workshop. I'm so excited. And she's going to be giving readings while I'm there. So you can book a reading with her at the workshop if you want one. Isn't that exciting? And you can also book one with her right now. And I also have another reader who is an energy healer, and she is phenomenal with numerology. Her name is Stacy. She is fantastic. She's also an astrologer. She understands the chart really, really well, but she incorporates her energy work and numerology into reading of the chart. And she is really, really good. If you need deep soul healing, Stacy is your person. Okay. Is this Tiana's here? Yes, I'm here. Thank you. I'm interested in the North Node in the composite chart. Sheila Marie, well, this is really interesting. Oh my God, you guys, I have to tell you something. Well, okay, I got a secret, but I guess I'm not allowed to tell the secret yet. So I have to wait just a little bit. But one of the things I'm doing is, I already videotaped this video for you, but I'm showing you death, destruction, and I'm showing you the nodal axis in the composite chart by using Anne Boleyn and King Henry VIII's charts. And I show you her death day. I show you her birthday, his birthday. I show you their composite chart. And their story by composite is shell shocking. I mean, I was expecting to see hard stuff. It is like my jaw was on the floor. I could not believe it. So look for that video, and I show you how to see death. And her death chart is really, really sick and sad, as you can imagine. Yes, you guys get to meet Connie Joe. She's a sweetheart. She is just so wonderful. Okay, so TS. Hi, TS. Oh my God, it's been forever. The composite series is beyond cool and complex. And so I'm doing another video. It's my last video on the composite. Well, there's kind of two, because I'm doing the study of seeing death, destruction, devastation, loss, betrayal, lies, psychopathy, psychological deceit, and murder in the composite chart too. And then I'm also doing the composite rising sign. Yeah, death and destruction sounds like Pluto in the 8th house. Yeah, it can also be a strong Uranus, Pluto, Neptune. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into death. King Henry, my 13th great grandpa. Oh my God, Stacy. What? You have his DNA? Okay, so let's ask Tiana R. I was curious about the recommendations of using the chart to live more authentically. I'm objectively successful, but internally not so fulfilled. Wow. What a beautiful question. Extraordinarily deep question. And are we surprised? She has the sun in the 4th house. Do you recognize your chart, Tiana? Like, do you see, meaning, do you see that this chart is how you recall it to be? So Leo rising, Scorpio in the 4th. One of the things that's really, really beautiful about your chart is your North Node is considered conjunct your Pluto and conjunct your sun and conjunct Mars. And it is conjunct your, I consider it conjunct your your sun because it's 10 degrees away exactly. So let me see. Shane, oh, you don't live in New York though, do you? I almost went and saw 6 about King Henry VIII's wives. I almost saw that, but instead I went and saw at Juliet, and it was so good. So first of all, Tiana, what I would say is to live more authentically with purpose and to find your mission in life. You have to go look at what the North Node is doing. And you have to also understand what the South Node is doing, because the South Node can block you from remedying or doing your life's work. And I like that you say I'm relatively or pragmatically successful. I'm not surprised. You're a very powerful person with Sun, Pluto, and Leo rising. And the Sun is the ruler of your chart in the 4th house. You would be a brilliant detective, psychologist, psychiatrist, working in the depths of things, making money. Yes, and family is very, very critical to you. But not just giving up your soul for family and living just so loyal to family. It's almost like taking family on your adventures with you. And even growing beyond what your family gave you. Because Sagittarius always wants to break boundaries. It wants to go bigger. It wants to travel the world. So one thing that I'm going to tell you is... that Sagittarius North Node is going to be a little bit hard for you to do because you are a sun in the 4th house, but you also get a Sag Moon. So I like that because that's very helpful to your North Node in Sagittarius. So I'm a psychiatrist in training. Are we surprised? No, not at all. That's awesome. But psychiatric work is very, very difficult. It's so funny. Last Thursday, I just did a reading for a woman who is a doctor of psychiatry at an emergency room in a hospital in Texas. And her life is it's trauma all day long. Can you handle it? Absolutely, you can handle it. But I don't want you to do a job that keeps you just locked in the prison of all that. Prison, like the Tower of London prison, that 4th house can really lock you in, of just trauma all day long, because your life is supposed to be Sagittarius, optimistic, entertaining, storytelling, colorful, global, international, traveling, nomadic, understanding people from all walks of life. I'm sure your psychiatric work can do that. And you would be brilliant at your psychiatric work. And it's not a bad career or profession for you. That's what all of this is. But just make sure you don't neglect your North Node, because your North Node also represents your life force energy. That's the Mars, and it also, and your willpower and your will. And it also represents your heart. And you are really lucky because you're not going to really get out of this lifetime without doing some version of your North Node, because you have so much support. I mean, your North Node is in a stellium. So it's got all this padding and all this support and it's saying, pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. And I also like the placement of your North Node with your Leo rising. They get along with each other. They like each other. And your Leo rising also gets along with your South Node. So you must be a really good communicator. In your past life, you were a profound communicator, a prolific communicator, a great reader, a great student. You were probably mastered in knowledge, the mastery of knowledge. I got interested in astrology when I learned about my Sagittarius moon. I had read all the Scorpio info and that didn't quite fit. It was too simple. Exactly. That's why we don't do sun sign astrology. Also, you're not just a Scorpio. You are a Scorpio with Pluto conjunct the sun in the 4th house. So and Mars is the other co-ruler. Mars in Sagittarius is the other co-ruler of your sun. And that Mars is in Sagittarius. So you have a big Sag energy here. But with it being with your sun conjunct Pluto in the 4th house, you can really get locked into the loyalty of your identity, right? And it can be hard for you to get into that Sag energy. It's a little bit like what we were talking to Mariah about. The Scorpio stellium really glues her into, doing that one thing, working towards that one thing, being that scorpionic, loyal energy, carving my path. And it's very fixed. And so you have a very big fixed chart. Look at this up here, you guys. So if you want this gorgeous natal chart and you can't read the circle, you can read all these boxes. And so in reading these boxes, you can see 60% of your chart is fixed. Well, Sagittarius is mutable and flexible and adaptable and changeable. It doesn't do anything for very long, to tell you the truth. It's like a freelancer, or it does projects. I am a Sagittarius and I've done astrology for 23 years. It's the only thing in my life other than being a daughter that I've done the longest. I've never done anything longer than that. I can't even just do dishes straight through. So there's a big dose of adrenaline that goes with Sagittarius. So I just don't want you to lock into a 9-to-5 life that is just all Scorpio, right? You've got to, the answer to your soul's authenticity is going to be found in Sagittarius energy, and doing Sagittarius energy in a 4th house way. So what does that mean? That means that it needs to be deeply intimate and deeply personal. So not just going on a trip to go on a trip. You need to make a pilgrimage to a place that has maybe a heritage component to it. Where did I come from? What is my ancestry? Maybe a walking history tour. Maybe learning how to cook your favorite French food at the Cordon Bleu in Paris. Something with depth and meaning to you personally. And so I'm wondering how you can incorporate this while you're becoming a doctor of psychiatric work. How can you do both? How old are you? 1993. You're still really young. So just don't neglect the Sag in you. The Sag is the one that wants to break boundaries and have variety and does not want to be trapped or locked into. It can be an entrepreneur oftentimes, where they are their own boss. It doesn't like, yes, ma'am, taking orders. And I know that there's a lot of rules and regulations in psychiatric work, of course. But you also can't just live I was looking to see if you were talking to me. You can't just live a superficial life with this, because the Sagittarius is in the 4th house. Now the Sagittarius gets deeply meaningful, and it wants to even understand the melancholy of life. It wants to understand probably cultures and heritage and roots and ancestry. I don't know if that's important to you or if that's a hobby to you. There's also a strong connection here in some way, shape, or form to mother, and to maybe even being a mother. Sagittarius moon sometimes don't always want to have children, but that Scorpio in the 4th probably does. Yeah, and I want you to know that sun in Scorpio is really, really loud in your chart, because it is the ruler of your chart. But that North Node's ruler, we always have to go look and see what the North Node's ruler is doing. And here it is in Jupiter in Scorpio in the 3rd house. So learning new things is just the soul of this chart. Constantly learning and growing your mind. She says, thank you so much. I think the regulations and the limits have felt difficult at times, too locked in, and that isn't always feeling the best. My mother and I are best friends. Yeah, there's a big mother archetype in this. First of all, anytime you get a Sagittarius moon, you get a larger than life mom, and then you have all these planets in the house of mother. I got my family to go on a trip to Thailand, the place of my favorite cuisine, for my birthday, and it was so amazing. So keep doing things like that, Tiana, because you might think that your 9-to-5 job and working on the trauma and helping people is really a big part of your identity, which it is, but that North Node has got to find its expression. So the other thing I would do is I would watch all of my Node videos for free on YouTube. Maybe Lydia can put them in here. And then I would go purchase my Nodes workshop in my in my store. And then in about a week or so, I'm going to have the nodes masterclass that I just did and really get in touch with that Sagittarius North Node. The reason why I say that is because it's also your moon and your Mars sign. So when I talk about North Node and Sagittarius, I'm also talking about your heart and your Mars. Aw, Janie, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you found me. I don't know why I'm a little bit buried. So if you guys would all like this video, it will push it out. And I really want people to understand the truth about astrology. And I have found, I've been doing astrology for 23 years. I don't know everything. I just listened to an old lecture by a really wonderful teacher. His name is Bill Tierney. He's written quite a few books. And he's Saturn rising, and he's so humble. God, he's such a genius. And he's like, I don't know shit. I'm just an astrologer, and anybody who says they know it all, they're lying. He's so cute. He's very he's a very good reminder about the ethics of astrology. And I find that there is a lot of BS. I do. I find that there's a lot of BS. There's a lot of different schools of astrology too. So I'm a modern evolutionary astrologer that primarily uses Placidus, and I use the tropical zodiac. It doesn't mean it's right. It just is the tool that I've crafted for my art. Is watercolor better than acrylic? No, but it's just my tool. So if you're if you're learning whole house astrology and it works for you, awesome. And I can read whole house signs. I just prefer not to. And I shouldn't even say I prefer not to. I'm not as skilled in it. And I find that Placidus has more accuracy. And then, Tiana, I'm sure you've already watched my Sagittarius Moon video. But having a Sagittarius Moon video, can I just say this one last little piece for Tiana? And by the way, thank you for being a member. And I'm so grateful for the members. And if you are a member, you get to put your name in the hat for a reading. And I'm doing these once a month. So, and you get to come to my master classes, and you get those links for life at a discount, significant discount, or for free. If you're a superstar, you get them for free forever. So you get lots of bennies, and it helps me pay for the wonderful Lydia. So please know that your money it's $2.99 a month. I get 10 cents a day. And that little 10 cents added up collectively really, really helps me so much. It allows me to sit here and do this video rather than do a reading on the phone. Yes, she said, yes, I did watch the Sag Moon video. The big emotions piece of the video really resonated with me. That's what I wanted to say. A Sagittarius moon is so exhilarating, and it's so exciting, and it's so thrilling because we know that we're dealing with a person who's a little bit more joyful than a typical Scorpio, even though she has double melancholy. She's got, triple actually. She's got Pluto on the sun in the 4th house. Just that, if that's all she had, she would really have a hard time stepping out of the wound. And it's probably why she picked psychiatry, because she wants to learn about her own wounds and heal her own self too. But what is so interesting is she has Jupiter on Mercury. So that's like a Sagittarius element. So her mind can bounce back easily. Her mind has a effervescent quality. It has a joyful spirit to her thinking. And it's in the 3rd house, which I think is the 3rd happiest house in the zodiac. And then she has a Sagittarius moon and a Sagittarius Mars. And she's a Leo rising. So we know that this woman probably is a joy to be around. She's probably going to be fun and interesting and deep and funny deep. And she's going to speak the truth in a way that makes everybody laugh. And she's probably going to have literally a delightfulness about her. But I want to say one thing about the Sagittarius moon. So who here has a Sag moon? Yeah, and the Sag moon in the 5th house. Thank you, Shane. Shane, you know what I love about Shane? He always makes me better. Always. He always makes me better. And I think he probably always makes things better. I love him. Just watch his little comments. He always makes everything better. He's literally like the confetti on the frosting on the cupcake. And I just appreciate it. So who here has a Sagittarius moon? Because it's like winning the lottery, okay? I want to say it like this. Let's say you win the $2 billion lottery. Yippee yahoo. Okay, they're coming in now, all these Sag moons. Yippee yahoo. You won the $2 billion lottery. Now, this is the next day when you wake up with the $2 billion. You're so excited. I mean, you hit the frickin' jackpot. Life could not be sweeter and better, and you're going to do great things with your money. Well, now 2 billion is 1 billion because taxes. So now it's really 1 billion, and you have all these big plans, right? Oh, thank you for joining. I really appreciate your membership. Now, everybody knows it's public. It's in the public record, and it's public domain. Your life was so sweet and abundant, and now, literally, you're fucked. That's a Sagittarius moon. It is painful. It is painful. And if you want to tell me that like Paris Hilton, I don't know what her moon is, I doubt it's Sag, but it's like a Paris Hilton factor. If you want to tell me that Paris Hilton just has the world's greatest life, no. So it's abundance can also create pain because now you have guilt and shame for not putting your grandmother into, a $10,000 a month nursing home. Nope. Because now you're selfish. And now you're not going to pay your parents' home off. Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. And your brother and your cousin and your brother's 11 children. And Viola Davis, did you guys read her book? Oh my God. She became a Hollywood actress and a millionaire. And her whole family was still stuck in poverty. She was in abject poverty her whole life. And she dealt with this in such a huge way where she had so much guilt and shame for not helping her family out more than she did, more than she could. She wasn't working with $1 billion, but she would get $1,000 and feel like she had to give it back to her family. And so, yes, I do feel guilty for having more than my family. Yeah. Paris Hilton has a Leo moon. Interesting. It's another version. Sag moon, 9th house. I have, oh, wow. Thank you, Meredith. Oh, that was Shane. My bio sister and soul sister have Sag moons. There's a very painful private side to a Sag moon. They'll never let you see them sweat. Sag moons will not let you see them crumble. They probably won't even let you see them cry. Maybe Tiana might because she has some Scorpio. I doubt it. Pluto can make you really tough, hard shell. If you see a Sagittarius moon person cry, oh my God, give that person a hug. I mean, that is so rare. I'm telling you, that is so rare. They do not show that because they are the life of the party. They are the joy maker. They're the one that's supposed to make it happy. They just remove themselves quietly, and that's the scary part. And inspired by Anna, my sister doesn't know how to keep her Sagittarius moon happy. She always looks like her life is in pain, even though she has it all. That's the trick to Sag moon. Thank you for saying that, Anna. Inspired by Anna. I love you, my soul sister. Thank you for saying that. You can never satisfy a Sag moon. So here's how big a Sag moon is. Hold on. Here's how big a Sag moon is, right? It goes all the way to the edges. Do you guys see my hands? Okay, it goes all the way to the edges. And the Sag moon doesn't know how to keep its bucket totally fulfilled all the time. And when it shrinks in, or when life doesn't deliver, or when expectations are not met, and the Sag moon, the emotions are feeling fulfilled to this degree, they're miserable because they have all this empty space. Where a Taurus moon can deal with the simplicity of life. And a Taurus moon will say, there's always tomorrow to grow more. And there's always Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And Sag moon needs it big. I can't get to the edge. Needs it big now. And if somebody is going to rain on their parade and shrink their emotional fulfillment down, they don't know how to deal when life is only this fulfilling, when they want this. They want this, they can't get this. And so they are frustrated when they don't have it all in a giant way. And so it's chronically depressing oftentimes. It doesn't have to be, but it's like the clown that puts on the happy face, the clown that puts on the makeup in the old-fashioned circus that goes out there and is adorable and puts the poodle on the lion and runs around and is the bear in the barrel and having blast and making everybody laugh. And then it goes back to its trailer, it drinks its whiskey, it takes off its makeup, and he doesn't know who he is. And life is not really like it was out there in the clown show. And they know it. They know it. They're in a train. I'm talking old-fashioned circuses that we don't believe in and we don't do anymore, right? And he sleeps on a pile of hay and his life sucks, but he's the joy maker. And so that gap is what squashes a Sagittarius moon. Tiana said, let me put it back up. Tiana says, I find it so difficult to let people see me cry. It's a skill I'm working on for sure, even with my partner and my family. Yeah, like Robin Williams. He doesn't have a Sag moon, but yes. It's very difficult to keep the Sagittarius in you healthy and happy at all. I mean, it's a big job to do. It's like, do you want to, my daughter's calling me. Hi, should I take the call? I just had to tell her, get your butt home. Anyways. I love your guys' chat conversation. I wish I was in it more. Okay, let's do one last one because we're going out to celebrate today. We have a big family celebration that I'm so excited about. So, and by the way, I wanted to tell you guys, thank you so much for being a part of my community page and just giving me all your love and support and your comments on my picture and on my little post on my community page. I really, really, really appreciate you. And this week on Wednesday, I have 3 more surgeries, if you can believe that. It's god-awful, but they're not on my face, so thank God. But I just wanted to say that I carry your love and I carry your support and I carry your words with me and they mean the world to me. And I'm going to be just fine. Most of all, it's a vanity issue. And it's a little bit of a vanity issue. And the second thing is that it's a pain in the ass. I do not have time to stop and I don't want to stop. And it just stops me in my tracks for too long. Okay, Lydia. What number do you want to do? Lydia's going to pick because she can't see. So they're all blind. So these are random, you guys. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I love having you guys. Dawn says, I love this live with you, Meredith. Everyone get your new moon necklace and start manifesting. Yes, the new moon necklace is so gorgeous. I don't know if you can see it. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It's like Venus, and then you can see there's a woman. It's Venus, and then the moon is so beautiful. It's moonstone. It's absolutely gorgeous. And Dawn made these for us, and we still have a few in the shop, so grab them before they sell out. Okay, 51. Lydia's so on it. Thank you, Lydia. Oh my gosh, Maria Goo. We got a Capricorn in the house. Let's put the Capricorn in. Okay, let me do this. You guys keep talking while I pull her chart up. Maria. Hold on. It's going to take me just 1 minute. Are you guys learning a lot on how to kind of see new things in the chart? I hope these cold readings, even if you don't get your chart read, and I'm sorry about that, I want to read everybody, but I hope that it kind of shows you how to look for things in the chart, and by the comments, there's people in here that know a lot about astrology, and I love that because your comments are really worthwhile and they help other people learn. Oh, she's from Lithuania. Where do you live right now, Maria? I know you must be here. I hope you're here. Oh, you are here. It's me. Yes. Where do you live now? Are you still in Lithuania? Oh, thank you for the Reiki. Oh, TS, I'm sending you the biggest hugs. Franklin says that's my mom's name too. Well, Franklin was going to be my child, but isn't. Oh, she is where she was born, in Lithuania right now. You're watching from Lithuania? Do you live and work and eat and spend your daily life there? I love that. Desi, yeah, the reason I joined is to talk astrology with people who understand, so I don't get the weird, what are you saying? Looks. Oh, I know. You should try being in my family, Desi. My family's even like, huh? I know. Isn't it fun? And then one of my best friends, Darlene, she and I get together and I don't know, with people or whatever. And all we do is astrobabble. And people are like, what are you guys talking about? We don't even know. Are you speaking English? Yes, she's in Lithuania. What the hell is going on? It must be evening. Oh, thank you from India. I don't know. I love that there is like the whole world, right? The whole world in our hands, like literally in this community. Look at the water bearer. I love it. Armando for 22 months. That's true love, right? 22 months of devotion. Anybody who has their crown on their head has like 22 months, has more than 2 years, or it has more than a year. So thank you, everybody. She's changing her career. Okay, do you have a question for me? Yes, it's 8 p.m. Before you go to bed. Before you drink your Sunday night Lithuanian wine. Oh my God, are you a workaholic? This is crazy. So first of all, you've been having Pluto, a major Pluto transit for years in your 6th house. I'm glad that you're well and you're alive and you lived through that 29th degree. Spudnik, yeah, it's hard to talk to people and not see their signs coming out. I call it like you see their whole chart coming alive. I'm waiting for Maria's question to see what she wants to know. She wants to know what's going on with her 6th house. Everything. You have Pluto there, and Pluto will leave in about 6 years, but you have the remnants of Pluto. Yeah. I mean, you're a total workaholic, and you've got Venus conjunct Uranus and Uranus conjunct Mars and Mars conjunct Neptune. You're massively creative, you know, with that Neptune, Venus, Uranus, Mars, massively creative. But I don't want you to just stay in the hole of chores and hard work and getting underpaid. I worry about a chart like this. Capricorns usually get paid really good money, especially a Sun, Venus, Capricorn, but it's in the 6th house. And so I don't know if, you know, you're truly able to speak up and ask to be paid your worth, because you're worth a lot of money. This is a life about self-mastery. But we also, you know, you have a North Node in Sagittarius and it's at 0 degrees. By the way, this is a really good lesson for you guys. I use the mean nodes and the mean node right here. And if you buy my gorgeous natal chart, I hope you guys will all buy my gorgeous natal chart. But the mean node, and by the way, if you're coming to my workshop in Seattle, you have to memorize your degrees. So start memorizing your degrees. They're really important, and even your minutes if you can. So the mean node is at 0 degrees. The true node is at 1 degree Sag. So regardless if you use true or mean, you are going to have a Sagittarius 4th house, which is funny because everything I just said in the last reading with Tiana also applies to you. So traveling and making meaning out of it, right? And doing Sagittarius 4th house things. And she's very creative. I'm sure you are immaculately perfect. And you do have to be careful to not put so much pressure on you. I think you probably really try to hold the whole world up, and maybe you do. Maybe you hold your whole entire family up. So this is the bi-wheel. So what's going on? This. Now, this Pluto looks like it's sitting on your Uranus, but it's not. It's up here with your Mercury. And this is really a lot. You've had Pluto there for years. So you've learned how to live with it. We've all had North Node in Sagittarius. I know. This is the smart group. When you have your nodal axis on Gemini and Sag, you're smarty pants. It's very intellectual. And so that's one thing that I want to invite you into this, Maria, is it's not just learning how to do a task and do it well with efficiency and learning how to be, effective and pragmatic and practical and learn how to master a craft or a trade. But it's also understanding that there's a desire when you have a North Node in Sagittarius to intellectualize the world and to learn how to put your crafts into a story, a documentary or a film. So learning how to tell a story, learning how to color your story, and to also develop intuition and sort of let go of all the nuts and bolts and the 1 + 1 is 2, the perfect math equation, and just get into Sagittarius 4th house is very, very psychically intuitive, and really learning to gut check yourself and sometimes go with what doesn't make sense. 6th house Capricorn is all about pragmatics and all about making sense and everything adding up perfectly, and down in counting the change, where the Sagittarius North Node isn't even about the change. They don't even pay attention to the change. Like, keep the change. They're about not even the dollars, but the dream. So I think I also have a crazy fear of coming back to my home country for some reason. I feel very comfortable abroad. Sagittarius North Node. So the North Node in the 4th house in Sag is home. It literally is this. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? It literally is home is where the heart is. The 4th house is the heart. Sagittarius is the backpacker, the gypsy, and it wants to travel. It's at 0 degrees. It's at the most potent degree. So if you have a 0 degree anything, it is literally potent, potent, potent. So that North Node is like a double Sag. Yes. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yes, Lydia, is so true. We did this last time and it was all Aquarius South Node. Do you guys remember that in the nodes class? Everybody. I don't know how I do it, but when I pick random, there's always these weird similarities between the charts. It's so true. And I do believe messages come in 3. Yes, haha. I booked a one-way ticket to Tokyo and I just moved away once. How many languages do you speak? Because South Node in Gemini in the 10th house is a master communicator. So you should, this is just what I'm suggesting, if I just get to put it out there, you should really consider not living in a limited way, but living in an expansive way. We talked a lot about Sagittarius and how it's hard to stay fulfilled. Well, it's exceptionally hard to stay fulfilled when Virgo and Capricorn is bossing your Sagittarius karmic contract around, because Sagittarius does not want to do it the Virgo way and Sagittarius doesn't want to do it the Capricorn way. As a matter of fact, those are dream squashers for the Sag. Now, not really. It's not really true. Sag needs to learn how to do those things, and Sag needs friends that do those things well. And without those elements, if you will, Sag doesn't thrive or do very well in life. So they're important, but they're exaggerated in such a big way in your chart that I'm afraid they can lock you in with guilt and shame if you're not responsible enough. And here you are, born in 1994. You're still young, Maria. Like, you're still really, really young. Like, before you get older and a more sedentary desire sets in. For example, when you get older, you don't have the desire. It's not that you can't. You don't have the desire to leave your dog, to leave your flowers, to leave your home, to leave your house. You just don't have the desire. It's just too much. So while you have this desire, she speaks 3 languages and English, Lithuanian, Russian, and a bit of Japanese. I don't know why I'm afraid of my home country so much. I used to have a dream when I was a little girl that I was forced to come back. I think it is about entrapment and feeling trapped. And we could probably make your home country feel awesome, but there are traps there and you can't escape. So there's probably a social trap. There's probably a cultural trap. There's probably not the variety of food that you want. You feel trapped around what you have to eat, what you have to listen to, politics, I don't know, gender roles. There's probably all kinds of traps. I could go on and on and on. But something about your home traps you. You also have Pluto in the 4th house. So go watch my video in my Pluto playlist and go find the video where I talk about Pluto in the 4th. And you have Pluto sextile the sun in the 6th. So also with Pluto on your north node, take that Plutonian energy and really become a powerful Sagittarius with it. Yes, she has great language skills. And that's that Gemini in the 10th house. The other thing that I want to say is you have a giant curiosity for life. Do not let it shrink. And I would love for you, let me see what you're saying. I feel like this fear is from a past life. Yes, the nodes do represent past life. And Pluto is the psychological wound. And you have a psychological wound around your roots, your heritage, your ancestry, around where you come from. Pluto in Scorpio in the 4th is a deep, deep, deep psychological wound that probably doesn't always heal. So it's not really the truth, but it is the truth to you. Like nothing bad may have even really happened, but the psychological wound is believing that it did, or something did happen and you can't move out of it. So you really got to go watch Pluto in Scorpio and Pluto in the 4th house, and you will come to understand why you feel so entrapped and controlled. Wherever Pluto is, it's trying to control and dominate. Well, that's in the house of heritage, family, home, ancestry, where you come from, where you plant roots, right? So, yes. And thank you, Jamie. She just passed through her first Saturn return, right, in the 7th house. And you're just coming out of that. And now Saturn is in the 8th. So what I was going to suggest to you is find a job that allows you to travel. Find a job. You said you wanted to switch careers. Right now is a great time to transform your career. Pluto in the 6th. Transform what you do on a daily basis. And while it is at the 1 degree Aquarius, work with it because it can move. When it goes back to the 29th degree, what day did we say that was, you guys? Was that September 4th or September 1st? It's Labor Day weekend here, but I forget. Maybe one of you remembers the exact day that I said. Then you're going to feel it go inward because it's going to trigger all those planets in Capricorn. And so work with getting a new job, maybe something on the computer, maybe something with technology, maybe something that allows you some movement. You're so bright and you are so smart. You're on the intellectual axis with the karmic contract. And then you have a packed 6th house, which is Mercury's house, which is brilliant. You probably can do 50,000 different things. I've had extremely painful relationships in my family and a lot of death or death-like events surrounding my family. Well, that's Pluto in the 4th. It literally is death of family. I mean, the literal translation of that is the death of family. It's very, very painful. And you have it in Scorpio, so it's exalted. and you have your north node at 0 degrees. So it's like wanting to get the hell out of all of that and find optimism and joy. You're also a truth seeker. Like you're really seeking the truth. And you might know the secrets of your family that you don't much like. 1111. Oh my gosh. This is so sweet. I told you today is the day that my dad passed away. And I just have to tell you this. Today's the day that my dad passed away, and he always brings me 1111. Isn't that incredible? Wah, wah. So sweet. Yeah, so I think you're going to find, I actually started learning astrology. I would like to help people. Well, you are in service to others, and you're brilliant and you're smart, and astrology is another language. And so you're really good at languages. I could see you being an interpreter. I could see you traveling the world. I kind of want to invite you to break free from your family obligations. And I know that you deal with a lot of guilt, a lot of sense of responsibility. You probably even feel like you can heal your family. They have to heal them. And you work in service to, and you also have a Pisces moon in the 8th. And so that's mother in the 8th. So I don't know exactly what happened to your mom. I don't know if we have the time to talk about it, but that Pisces moon is very, very, very sensitive. Girl, you are so intuitive. Now here you have all of this like pragmatic ability, right? And efficiency, probably just super brilliant with analytics, statistics, equations, and you're supposed to step into the intuitive world. The sun in Capricorn in the 6th house is the ruler of your chart. And so you really are self-mastery. I think you probably do have a healthy sense of self and a healthy dose of confidence, but I would love to give you the confidence to sort of risk it all and risk it more. Go back into the happiest times of your life and replay why those were the happiest times of your life. And then seek those kinds of experiences out. I think you could get bogged down and plagued with duty, responsibility, doing the chores in life, becoming of service to others, so much so that now it bleeds into slavery. And I use that word carefully, but a chart like this with this much 6th house, this is a person who is really preoccupied with servitude, so much so that they sell out their soul's desire, Sag in the 4th. Yes, I have huge guilt towards my family and a lot of manipulation and shame. That is Pluto. Wherever Pluto is in your chart, you're being manipulated or you're the manipulator. But in this case, I think you're being manipulated. And you have that moon in a trine to Pluto. So there's really deep, deep, deep emotional pain. So of course you're afraid to go back because all of that resurfaces, all of that bubbles up. And my heart just goes out to you, and you're such a beautiful person. And you know, you always come in with great optimism, always in your comments, and sweetness, and you're always so supportive. But I want you to turn that onto you and kind of pick your favorite place. Oh, by the way, 2 things. 1, you could get an astrocartography reading with Connie Joe. And 2, she's selling an astrocartography report in the shop where you can pick 5 cities. Pick your 5 favorite cities or countries. You could even do countries and see where it lines up with your spiritual vortex and start planning your life around that. And then get a job online like this. I could do this job anywhere in the world. Get freedom, get free from the burden, get free from it, and learn how to make money in a free way, like in a freedom seeking job, and a job that allows you to take the shackles off. I'm trying to recover from my family. I always had to be the mediator between them. One of the quickest ways to heal from your family is to start doing you and start building your own family. That could be a family of cats, a family of dogs, a family of flowers, a family of trees, a family with babies, a family with a partner. One of the fastest ways to heal your own family trauma is to go out and build your own on your own terms and start parenting, nurturing, and loving your little babies, whatever those are. Those could be art projects, right? Those could be, I don't know, baking cupcakes every week. Nurturing and loving and interacting with your babies, if you will, in a way that in a way that you did not get. So you start loving on your terms, not theirs. Hold on 1 second. Bo, come here. Come here. No. Give me that. He's eating my tree. Oh my God. He's eating my tree. Yeah, my little babies. That is what I'm going to do. Thank you for your sweet words. Okay, I got to go to work. Thank you so much. Me too. We're going out to celebrate today. And I'll be in touch with you guys soon. I'll see you in the shop. And I'll see you here April, I think she said 22nd. It's on my calendar. Put it on yours. Thank you guys. Will you all like the video and leave a little comment? I love you all. Take good care. Bye.